Yeah, I would like to show you how you make a 3D ornament like this. This is the finished product, of course. This is one of the 6 designs. Start with the pattern, and there's 6 of them here. The one I'm going to be doing here is this one. Cut out this rectangle and then fold it on that center line to put it on a 1x1 block. This happens to be 3 3/4 long, depending on how the printer prints the pattern. First thing you do is drill the holes in the open parts. In this case there's 4 of them, 2 on each side. And first thing you do to saw it, you start on one side, put the saw blade in from the bottom, tighten the tensioner, blade tightener, and this is the tensioner. It puts tension on the blade so that it's tight enough to withstand the push resistance. I always start in this direction, go to the top part. That's the blower, blows the dust away so I can see my line. You probably won't hear me, I won't be talking during the sawing because I don't think you can hear it too good. So I'll saw these 2 out. Loosen the blade. Usually do the tensioner first or it snaps like that. There's the first piece out, and I'll buck it down to the right with my scraps. Blade up through the second hole, tighten the blade holder, blade tension, lower and reposition, back on, saw the second one. That's pretty cool. That usually doesn't happen, but that jumped right out of there. Okay, I'm gonna saw these second 2 off camera. They're just the same as the first 2. Then I'll come back and show you how the fronts are, the outsides are cut out. Okay, cut out the second side. I put the pieces back in to show you. If you the first side was this one that I had thrown in the bucket, and I got that back out. Now when you cut the second side, that piece is already missing, so you end up with 2 pieces this time. That was the top, and that's the bottom. So that's sort of interesting how that works out. The other thing you have to worry about is when you're sawing it, you're going through those open spaces, so it saws 50% easier, or a good bit. Don't know what the percentage is, but it saws a lot easier, so you have to release pressure to make it a lot less pressure when you're pushing on the blade, and you have to be ready for it or you'll go off the line real quick. So now for the outsides, you start with the blade already on. The blower down, I like starting at the point, so here we go around the outside of this one. Gotta hang on to the piece. Here's where the pressure gets a lot easier to push the blade, so you gotta watch yourself. Cuts a lot easier through the open spot. Also cuts easier when you go across the grain. So right here I'm going across the grain. I got to be very careful. I'll get off the line real quick. Not too bad on the outside, because if you go off, you're not going into your piece. But if it happens to be on the inside, you'll go into your piece and ruin it. Now you're not going to be able to see this, but I got to be very careful going around this corner, or around this, right at the edge. Put a little back pressure on the back of the blade so I don't do any cutting right there to turn. Trying to be able to let you see when I turn how that's done. And there it is. First side done. And then to do the second side, turn it so that's up. And now this piece is actually loose. This can slide out. But we're not done yet. We got to cut the other sides of it off. So to keep it from sliding around, put clips on. Make sure the piece is down flat on the table. The clip can actually be up off the table, and then has to go around the blade, of course, to start. Make sure it's down on the table. and it's going to hit the tripod. So I'm going to do this one off camera. The clip's hitting the tripod there, you can tell, and I'll come back and show you how it's how it is when it's done, and I'll lift it out of there. It's pretty cool. Okay, I thought I'd show you the very end of the cut. I didn't quite get to the end yet, and how this turns out when you get right to the end. Clips actually give you more to hold on to, so you come right to the end like this. You can't really tell it's through, but you only know it's through because you've passed the line. Pull the clip off. Separate all those 4 pieces. Another clip off the other end. And I like taking a pair of tweezers because my fingers are so big and fat. Can lift this top piece out, and then that comes right out of there. There it is. Looks pretty good. Now, of course, I have jeweler's files that I take over and take all of these things off. Most of it's just powder laying there, but there are little furs that hang on there that I file off and make it nice and smooth, and then finish it to whatever. And what color I might make that one? Got some silvers and blues, and this is a blue one. So there you go. I'm gonna make something out of them. Have to work on that. A lot of work to cut that out. I like to use everything. What I can do there.